Hello, everyone, and welcome to our distributor orientation webinar. It's live on Tuesday, the 22nd of September, and what an incredible summer it's been and on into the fall as we're all running together. And I'm Fabian Loso, to introduce myself, Director of Sales North America, and your host today on this webinar. We do it every Tuesday. We hope all new distributors that have joined us in the last week or two are able to jump in and take a peek at just a simple company overview. We're going to talk a little bit about the tools that are available, a little bit about the opportunity, and move on into how to stay connected to us. So we're glad to be with you. We're very grateful, humbled by your decision to be a part of this movement that's been more than 30 years in the making. We're going to talk about that a little bit. So once again, a warm welcome to all of you, especially those of you that are new distributors with Sisel International, and those of you that are here to support your new team members. We certainly appreciate your time and effort as well. We are recording. This is going to be up for about a month as a one that people can go back and listen to, and then we'll record another one next month. So we're excited to have that finally up on YouTube as well. As we move into what Sisel is, right? Science, innovation, success, energy, longevity. We have the acronym there. And really the Maurer mission, which is greater than Sisel, has been that's the 30 plus years in the making. It's a movement. It's a mission and a vision to drive health, wealth, and happiness, but in doing it by providing science-based, toxin-free products to the world, and not just bottom-of-the-line products, but using the most potent, natural, science-proven ingredients that you can find on this planet. And that's what the Maurers have become expert in. They research the existing research. We don't try to invent the pseudoscience and the crazy stuff out there about, super fruits and cure this or that. That's not who we are. We use existing research to take the best ingredients we can at the highest purity levels and bringing them in and creating these life-promoting products that so many of you have become familiar with and that use in your day-to-day life. Of course, throughout the evolution of the Maurer mission, the Maurers did take a company. They were the pioneers in this toxin-free entrepreneurship, if you will, in this toxin-free movement. At back 34 years ago, people were laughing at them. Now, the entire world has kind of, done a 180 on this issue, and you see organic sections of food even at Walmart now. So we've all come to the realization that the common everyday products are in fact laden with harsh chemicals. They're laden with potentially harmful ingredients. And I think most of the world is interested in moving away from that. The nutrition we get from our daily foods, the mass-produced foods that are out there, they really are just about completely depleted of any, long-lasting, long-term nutrition. And so as we get into supplementation, this whole industry becomes very, very significant to what it means, not just for you as an individual, but us as a society, as a human race. How long are we going to live? What's happening? How's the aging process taking place? What's the toxicity of the environment have to do with any of this? So on and so forth. And we care a lot about those issues. Aging is not a disease. And according to Harvard Medical, we should be living to 150 years old. They've mapped the entire human genome, yet we're dying in our 50s, 60s, and 70s now, and that number gets younger and younger. So science has advanced tremendously, but the rates of cancers and early set Alzheimer's and other things like that are going up. So it's kind of a paradox there that doesn't make sense, where science has become incredibly evolved, but we're seeing higher rates of illnesses that used to affect people later in life now starting to affect people earlier in life. And the Maurers, like I said, did take a company and focus on this, and they got to where it was making $1 billion a year. It was eventually sold, and they went on to found Sisel International shortly after that. Now Sisel, a little different. They had a wealth of knowledge. They had a lifelong experience. Tom Maurer Sr. himself, a chemist, a water chemist nonetheless, dealing with toxic ingredients before he got involved in this toxin-free movement that he started. He was a chemist, oversaw a chemical facility. He would deal with very powerful, dangerous chemicals like that would be used in engine degreasers, floor cleaners, de-icers, things like that. And what turned his mind and his vision towards toxin-free products was a friend that had approached him, asked him if he could reverse engineer a shampoo. And of course, any of you know Tom Sr., he never backs down on a challenge. But back then, he thought, sure, I can make a shampoo for you. And he started looking at the ingredients in a shampoo. And it was really an eye-opening, jaw-dropping experience for him, where he saw many of the same ingredients that he was using in the floor cleaners, the engine degreasers, the de-icers, etc. Many of those toxic ingredients were the very same ones that were right there in his hand on the label for the shampoo that he used day in and day out, when he showered. So it really hit him hard, where he's thinking, wow, if my employees at the chemical plant got any of these chemicals on their skin, they would have to be washed off immediately. And here they are, I'm putting them on my head, all over my body. No wonder it stings so strongly when it goes in my eyes, right? And so he comes to this realization. He goes over, he looks at the conditioner, same thing. He looks at the soaps, same thing. And that's what decided, the deciding factor there to take this movement and do what he's done with it over the last three and a half decades. And what's great about it is Tom Maurer Sr. is a chemist. He's partnered up with his son, Tom Maurer Jr., a biochemist whose expertise is not only in chemistry, but in how chemistry interacts with the human body. And when you talk about bioavailability and adaptogenic properties and those types of topics, Tom Jr. becomes a very, very important figure as a co-founder of Sisel International. He's also the CEO. Tom Maurer Sr., by the way, Chief Scientist, President. Tom Maurer Jr., CEO and masterful biochemist, making sure that the ingredients not only blend correctly, but that they can be absorbed by the tissues of the body, get into the bloodstream, and really make a difference at the cellular level throughout the human body. So the duo there decided to create Sisel International, and they did something that they had never done before. They invested in a full-scale manufacturing facility, and those of you who have come to know the Mauers know that whenever they set their minds on something, they want to do it the best way possible. They want to use the best ingredients, the most recent relevant research. They want to, if there's a 30% purity and a 90% purity, they're going to go with a 90% purity. That's just how they are, and they want the best of everything. So before there was one customer, one distributor at Sisel International, which, by the way, we're in our 9th year as a company. Many people don't know this, but 9th year as a company, we're into our 4th year in North America. But from day one, before there was one customer, they built this 440,000 square foot manufacturing facility where they wanted to control the full end-to-end process. And that's something that they never had before, even though they were very much involved with the production of their products. They never owned the facility outright and had the capability of doing everything from liquids to powders to capsules to even coffee and tea, toothpaste, etc., all being done in the same plant. So just to give you an idea of what happens here, the raw ingredients come into these docks you see, and this image is really only depicting about a third, maybe getting close to half of the plant. But I get to take people in here day in and day out, give them full tours of the facility. We do not hide what we do in here. In fact, there's a great 7-minute video on YouTube that you can watch and get a personal tour of the plant yourself. Of course, doesn't compare to actually being here and seeing what a beautiful state-of-the-art facility this really is. But the raw ingredients come in these docks here, and the raws are unloaded into a receiving area. As they're received, and there's a timeline that they have to be received by, they're immediately quarantined. And that sounds a bit scary, but it's just standard procedure. They're locked up, they're set aside and separated from the raw ingredients that can be used in the manufacturing process. Now, why are we quarantining everything that comes in? Well, one of the highlights of this facility, the heart of this facility, is our full-scale research and development quality assurance laboratory, which is fully staffed, 14 to 15 scientists at any given time, and all the equipment you would need to not only test the products we're making, but to validate the raw ingredients, to experiment, to create new formulations, and of course to get rid of or to at least analyze the level of any potential herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, and other toxins. We have a very robust list of ingredients that aren't even allowed in the facility, let alone in the manufacturing process. So quarantined, we take core samples, we go in, we do the testing, and other than looking for herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, so forth, we're doing one very important thing that a lot of manufacturing facilities without a laboratory cannot do, and that's verify that what was in the box or canister or container actually is what it says it is. I'm sure you've had an experience where you've gone out to the store and bought something and you opened it up and it was broken or it didn't work right, or maybe you went to a restaurant and ordered a meal and they brought you the wrong meal. Maybe they brought you somebody else's order and you can see right away, hey, I didn't order this, or I asked for this without mayonnaise, right? I've got a problem with mayonnaise. I always ask for things without mayonnaise, right? Well, sometimes I get it with the mayonnaise and I never know until I take a bite out of the thing. It's very similar, those examples, very similar to what happens in the manufacturing process. Countless number of manufacturers will order the raw ingredients and just take the word. It says here it's resveratrol on the label, so we're just going to go ahead and use it to make our product. Well, let me tell you this, every single year we're sending back anywhere between $100,000 $300,000 worth of raw ingredients, because when we do the testing, we find it to be subpar. And it's not that everyone's out there trying to commit fraud. Sometimes it is fraud. Other times it's just a human error. Someone put the wrong thing on the wrong box, someone labeled it incorrectly, what have you. And we need to always be compliant. We're dealing with so many different countries, Sisel in nearly 40 countries now, and dealing with the European Union laws, dealing with the laws in Japan, dealing with, of course, North America and other parts of the world. We have to be very compliant, very careful what we're doing. So we're going to go in and we're not going to make a product just taking the raw ingredients label. We're not going to take that word and just believe it. We're actually going to do the testing on all the raws that come in, and that's a very big piece of what we do. And once it's cleared, and it is what it's supposed to be, and it's at the correct purity levels, it's not tainted, we'll go ahead and release that item, and then it's shelved in our raw ingredient warehouse, which you find right here in this section of the plant that you can see in this image. Now from there, it can now be used in the production process. It's all state of the art, lots of technology being used to track everything and to do stability testing and all kinds of different things. They use the raw ingredients into the various production lines, and then we end up with a finished good. Now the finished goods are also going to be tested, and they're going to be sent over to the very far end of the plant that you can't see here, which is our shipping area, our pick line for North America, our Sisel warehouse, and of course a mass shipping area for trucks to come in on the other end and take larger quantity shipments to other to our other warehouses all around the world. So everything is made here. And just the nature of how state-of-the-art of this facility is and the growth that Sisel's had recently, it's been great. We keep the manufacturing facility very busy, but we're also always open to doing what's called contract manufacturing or third-party manufacturing. There are companies out there that seek us out, interested in having their product made at this facility because it is so efficient and such a state-of-the-art place. And so here's some of the things you get with this facility. And we used to do, maybe 150 different contracts here. Now we're down to anywhere from 30 to 35, just because Sisel has grown tremendously in the last couple of years. Of course, we have you to thank for that. And this plant was built for Sisel. At some point, I foresee 100% of the plant being used up, the capacity being used up by Sisel International, which would mean we're probably about a $2 billion company at that point, and we'd all be having a big celebration. For now, we're able to have the luxury of doing contract manufacturing and keep this place very, very busy. Of course, the funds coming to the Mowers, and you do the math there on how that all works out. But over 400,000 square feet. We are a 100% debt-free company, and that doesn't mean we have a loan that we make our payments on in a timely manner. We are 100% free of debt. We do not have bank loans. We do not have investors. We do not pay dividends. We're not a publicly held company. We don't have some venture capitalists fronting and running the company. The Mowers put up about 150 million down on day one to build this facility, and since that day, the company has run on pure profits, and we continue to do so to this day. That brings a couple of unique issues or facts, if you will, into how we grow. We're not going to go borrow 300 million and open 6 more countries. Again, we're growing on profits. It leads to a slow but very financially stable growth, and that's exactly what we've seen over the last 9 years. Japan was the very first market. There were 50,000 the day we turned on Sisel International. The plant was already there, ready to go. It was actually smaller than what it is now. We've added on to it. But they went ahead, and about 50,000 distributors in Japan who'd been following the Maurer mission for a long time signed up the very first day. And a lot of the attention was given to that part of the world. As we continued to grow, we began opening Europe. And about 4 years ago, a little bit less, we really started focusing in on North America. And I've had the honor and pleasure of being part of the North America movement, of the sales efforts here, and of the distributor, the field support, if you will, working with leaders and independent distributors all over the continent. I've been able to help and see the growth, see small groups become larger, see new people come in. And one of the things that always amazes me, which is unlike other companies I've been a part of in the industry, people that come in actually use the products, they get benefits from the products. And even if maybe they've gone on to other business ventures, they still have a Sisel account, they still buy our products. And so it's just a testament of what the Mowers do with this place. And I have to focus this much time on it because it really sets us apart from anyone else in the industry. We're one of the only companies that not only makes its own product, but owns the manufacturing facility, that the president is the chief scientist, the co-founders are the formulators of the product, they are the businessmen. They personally started the company with their own cash and of course created it as a dynasty trust, which I haven't mentioned yet. Sisel cannot be bought or sold, folks. If that's not the ultimate commitment by owners of a company, I don't know what is. This company cannot be bought or sold. We can't bail out. We can't go public. It's owned by this dynasty trust, stay within the Maurer family for centuries. And, make it or break it, we're in this together, founders, president, CEO included. And hopefully that's a big, big positive for you and a big, big positive for anyone looking to get involved with a company without needing the fear of, are you going to be here in 2 to 3 years? Unfortunately, we've been making it for 9 years now. And again, a big thank you to all of you. So the certifications are real that you hear about, the GMP, Good Manufacturing Practice Certificate, very important, not just here, but all around the world. Of course, the National Sanitation Foundation, we are completely ready and certified to do organic products, deal with all sorts of natural ingredients, and make these world-class liquids, capsules, powders, coffees, teas, what have you. We have a vast array of products, everything from hair care to weight loss support to skincare and cosmetics to essential oils, the dietary supplement. And we do make sense out of all of this. We've narrowed it down to some very simple categories that I'm going to cover in just a minute. The longevity category includes our supplementation and what we call our triangle of life. There on the top left, Fucoidan, coming from limumui, the brown seaweeds that are rich in the UF and G varieties of Fucoidan. You look it up, Fucoidan on PubMed.gov, you're going to get somewhere in the realm of 1,600 studies that have been done on Fucoidan and how it helps the body, the ingredient that is, and how it helps the body with cellular regeneration, repair, recovery, even anti-inflammatory properties. You look at our Eternity, we use resveratrol, an ultra concentrated dose of resveratrol coming from the skin of the grapes, of course. Over 2,000 studies on what resveratrol can do for the body on PubMed.gov. That's PUBMED.gov, the national database there for scientific research, scientific studies, etc. Spectramax, you wonder, is the blueberry better than the acai or the mangosteen? You hear about all these quote unquote superfruits. Well, superfruit's a term invented by marketers, not by science. And sure, there are foods with higher nutritional value and content than others. Well, based on research, the Mowers have taken the top 40 antioxidants. That's right, 40 antioxidants, all the extracts included in Spectramax, and it covers the broad spectrum that the body needs. And you'll notice that the color of the vegetables and the fruits, right? The kale, celery, broccoli, the greens, you get into the yellows, the reds like the acerola cherry, the raspberry, you get into the darker ones like the blueberry, the acai. Yes, a lot of those are in there, but 40 different antioxidants, 74 trace minerals, organic fulvic acid to help it all be taken in by the body. It's unlike any other product out there, and that's why it's called Spectrum Max. You're getting that full spectrum and support, antioxidant support to fight those free radicals, to fight the oxidative stress coming in from the environment and from the foods you're eating. So incredible products. TSX, telomere support extreme. There's never been anything like it, and I wish I could go into all of these products, but TSX, of course, using astragalus, a very expensive raw ingredient that the Mowers are experts at using. Transfusium, a flagship skincare product with 4 peptides and 20 other active ingredients that work on all skin types. Siseline, using micellar whey and casein proteins that have gone through that micellar low temperature filtration, removing any lactose, milk fat, etc. The toothpaste, right? No fluoride, no toxins in the toothpaste. In fact, if you go look at Crest, Colgate, Aquafresh, you're going to get in and you're going to read the warning on the label. Please read the warning of the toothpaste label if you haven't already, because we really need people to read the warning on regular conventional toothpaste. It says that if you swallow a bit more than what was used for brushing, you need to call poison control, get medical help immediately. It doesn't tell you how much that is. It doesn't tell you, hey, if you accidentally swallow, hang out for a while, see how you feel, and maybe make a phone call. No, it says call poison control, get medical help immediately. It says that on all those toothpaste, even the ones for kids. It says the ones for kids say do not swallow. Why? Because there's harmful toxins, and yet we put it in our mouth day in and day out. Well, check out Super Shine. It's you can eat the whole tube of toothpaste if you want. I don't recommend it, but you can put it in your mouth. You can swallow it. It's safe for children, and it says so on the label. So before I get angry and start going off on a rant on all the bad things that are in the stores out there, just please know that what we do here at Sisel International, we take very seriously. And even when we move into the coffees and teas, we're talking about premium coffee made from 100% Panamanian boquete, geisha beans, and we're making the ground coffee. We're doing the instants. We have a dark roast. We have a weight loss, fat burning, thermogenic supporting coffee. We go into the mocha and lattes with the teas. We have a thermogenic tea that's using a green tea extract in a mango peach flavor, if you can imagine that, and really getting the body going. It's proprietary, it's diet friendly, low glycemic certified. The Sencha green tea is incredible. It's coming from Kagoshima, Japan, which is the premier place in the world to grow Sencha green tea. We take the micronized organic Sencha, and of course we're adding our Bacopa Gotu Kola Shaga to it, and all of our coffees have Bacopa, Gotu Kola, Shaga, organic Ganoderma. It's all in there. We're infusing our coffees and teas with ingredients that help promote health and wellness in the body. And how are we doing all of this? Well, we're using an infrared roaster called the Diedrich 2 machine. You can go to diedrichroasters.com, check out that third-party validation on the roaster that we use. It is not a flame roast, so I like to say we cook the bean, we don't roast the bean. But what we do with that significantly reduces down to parts per million the levels of acrylamide found in the coffee bean. And if any of you are today listening in are from California, you know that now in California, all of the coffees have a warning on them that coffee contains acrylamide, which is known in the state of California to cause cancer. I'm not saying it verbatim, but you know and have seen the warning. Even Starbucks has to have a sign on its counter in California that says, just to paraphrase, our coffee contains acrylamide, and it's known in the state of California to cause cancer. So by using this particular roaster in the infrared light and the Panamanian Bouquet de Geisha beans, which are much sweeter, they're much more. They have the extra chromosomes in there. They're less acidic. Um, incredible tasting to say the least. It's a grade 1 bean. That's all we use, and to do it this way, we don't have to put a warning on our coffee. We're making a much more effective, much better tasting, much safer coffee, let alone being more green for the environment. A lot of people care about that movement as well, and we try to everything we can to reduce effects on the environment, the carbon footprint, if you will. We try to do so. So we're very excited about what we do. Everything we do here is deemed Sisel safe. We we make all our products ourselves, and we put them out and use the direct selling model or the network marketing model to share these products with other people. Now, why do we do that? Well, let me tell you. There's you put our shampoo on the shelf, and it sells for about $17-18 if I'm not mistaken. You put our shampoo on there, we could have the fanciest label in the world. We could be running crazy commercials on TV, spending millions of dollars on advertising, and the people that go to the store are still going to buy the $2.99 per plus, right? Because it has shampoo and conditioner, right? It's going to do it all, and it's completely toxic, but it's going to be cheap, and it's still going to wash your hair. So now, no offense to Pert Plus, that's just one that came to mind that I used to use throughout my childhood. But we could go into all the brands and look at ingredients on their labels, like propylene glycol, like polyethylene glycol, like sodium lauryl sulfate, like sodium laureth sulfate. The list goes on and on, parabens, etc. You've probably read the articles, you've heard the news, because of grandfathering laws. Those same ingredients that Tom Maurer Sr. realized that were in his engine degreasers, that were also in his shampoo back in the 70s, he now, I should say, are still now legally in all of the shampoos, conditioners that still want to use those ingredients. So, it's become very, very interesting to see that what the FDA will use the term generally regarded as safe, GRAS. What type of ingredients are generally regarded as safe for certain uses we're putting on our bodies day in and day out, and could potentially not be safe at all for the human body. And again, I don't have time to go into every ingredient and into every explanation. And no, I'm not going into conspiracy theories, but I'll say this: just about everything in the supermarket is potentially harmful. And if we're not doing something within our bodies to prevent the effects of those harmful chemicals, preferably avoiding them altogether, we're going to be in trouble down the road. We're going to start seeing problems in our 30s, 40s, 50s versus what the couple generations ago we're used to seeing in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. So times have changed, and the mass production is the way to go. And sure, there are some pros that you can list on the mass production and those types of things, but at the same time, it's really depleted a lot of the nutrition in the foods we eat. And in fact, Dr. Becky Mays, who's our medical director, she gets on calls and webinars often. In fact, her call is tonight, 7 p.m. Mountain. Look it up on our calendar, listen in. But Dr. Becky Mays gets on and says that our nutrition, the foods we eat, the stuff we buy at the store, completely bankrupt of nutrition, is how she puts it. and we certainly agree, and that's why we do what we do. Now, before we get into, I wanted to show you a couple of the websites and get into a little bit of the back office, the tools that we've given you as distributors. I want to just pause here for just a moment and switch gears into along the lines of what I was saying. Why are we using that network marketing model as opposed to just selling on the store shelf? And again, regardless of what we put on the label, people are going to still go with the cheaper version. And so the Mauers from day one, this isn't anything new, but from day one, when they came up with this type of product, they decided immediately that it was going to have to be sold by word of mouth. You know, no one's going to spend $17 on a shampoo unless you go and tell them it's the shampoo you use and you think it's great and it's healthy for your hair. Just like you go see a good movie, you tell someone you liked it, though they're probably more likely to go see it than you tell them you didn't like it, right? And so uh, the whole point is there has to be an explanation. We have to create stories for ourselves or use the stories of others and then go out and share that with people. And the Mauers from day one wanted to use the direct sales, the network marketing, the word of mouth advertising to make this work. And he's put all the millions that would go into advertising, he's put into what we call our compensation plan, and we do go over that in detail tomorrow. So if this is part one for you, please join us tomorrow at the same time for part two. We're going to cover the compensation program in detail, and there's some incredible ways to make money and to create a financial opportunity here at Sisel International. But this is what we like to highlight about your home-based business, which as a distributor, you just started, okay? There's people wonder, why do we use this model? Well, that's why we use this model, is we need people to buy our products. The Mauers want to get the products into every home in every country in the world, and people aren't going to buy organic. They're not going to buy natural. They're not going to buy the higher end ingredients unless they hear from people that are using them and are experiencing an elevated lifestyle. So, why do this? Well, there's chances for additional income. Sure, we're not going to make empty promises to you and tell you you'll be a millionaire tomorrow. That's not what we're talking about here, but it's about you making this what you want out of it. You can be your own boss. You can set your time. You can use this program just to break even on the products you're buying. You can start a home-based business. You can start selling the products to other people. I mean, whatever it is you choose to do with this, whether it's to make a little extra money or to retire on it, it's really up to you. And right now, about 38 million businesses get started each and every single year. And these numbers are interesting. 68% of these businesses are they're all small home-based businesses. Okay, not all of them are successful, but most of these, a majority, are home-based business. 42 million people self-employed. They're doing their own thing. They're working for themselves. They're not, uh, you know, at some level in a company where the CEO takes all the money. And let me take a side note here and say that Tom Mauer Sr., Tom Mauer Jr., they work for the bare minimum. Just to legally be able to say he's the president of the company. He's already made his millions. He's already had his success in life. He's doing this because he loves it, because he wants to, and he's the first one in the office, last one out, unless he's traveling like he is right now. And that's something that I will say on record here. I try to beat him to work every day. I can't do it. I can't get up early enough. I can't get enough sleep to be here before he is, and leave after he does. He real standard class act president, completely engaged in the company as if his life depended on it, and yet he's just doing it for fun. But the referral based businesses, about half of those new businesses we were talking about, 70% owned by an individual. Okay, owned by an individual. And lastly here, we'll do a couple numbers, but in the future, maybe you're thinking that was the past. Well, what about the future? The home-based business is going to increase significantly, 74% growth projected in the coming years. So we're excited about that. And again, What about network marketing in itself? Well, right now there's about 65 million people involved in this type of business for various reasons. Some of them are straight up Ponzi schemes. Some of them are money games. Some of them are a very low end product. Some of them are in court right now for running recruiting based programs that are very similar to legitimate companies. And so again, who are we? Well, the only reason we run this model is so that we can have people tell stories to other people about our product, and that's it, end of story. We want customers, we want people buying our product day in and day out, and we're using the advertising money, if you will, the marketing money, we're putting that into what we call the compensation plan and getting it back out to you. There's going to be great growth just in this decade. By 2020, it will almost be a doubling of growth in the network marketing industry. And I like this number. You know, this is what's coming in right now. It's about 40 billion in annual revenue. This is a very big industry in and of itself. And you know, you're now part of it. So we do like to separate ourselves from the smoke and mirrors, from the hype, and this is why. Okay, anytime you're looking to invest into a business, you want to invest in these 5 key elements. Okay, and I don't care if it's network marketing or otherwise. You want to make sure that the company you're looking for has experienced management. You want to look at the track record. You know, what have they done in terms of the business? You know, what what are they willing to do? What's their commitment levels? I think we've spoken plenty about the Mowers, right? Debt free, 30 plus years, 60 combined if you count Tom Jr. They're already wealthy. They're not doing this in order to make it big. They're doing it because they love it. I think there's a big check mark there for Sisel. Are the products valuable? Do they matter to the people? Is there interest in the type of products we deal with? Well, right now we do over 250 products, and it is all things that people are very interested in, if not things that people need day in and day out. Okay. Equality and compensation, is this the type of thing where you have to have made some sort of secret deal under the table to make a lot of money, or you have to have been in for a long time, and you're basically taking money from new people and giving it to the veterans? Or can anyone come in and be successful? Can you make your money back? Can you start making a profit? Can you run this thing without going into debt month in and month out? Okay, big yes for Sisel International. We get into more of that tomorrow on the compensation program. Supply chain assurance. Does the company control, own, manufacture its own products? If you run out, is there a fear that you can't make more? If something happens, if there's a world event, some sort of disaster, crisis, can the company continue on making these products? We're very much in control of what we do, not just here in house, but with our presence all over the world. And what does the future look like? Again, I'm going back to the company being debt free, the company running on profits, the company having not gone into these $300 million loans, and having had a 9-year existence, always in the clear, in the green. And sure, we didn't explode overnight and have everyone come here and then 2 years later have everyone quit and then we go bankrupt. That's not Sisel, okay? We're building a long-term 100, 200, 300-year company that's going to be here for generations to come, and that's why we grow the way we do. So you want to consider this, and I feel like in all 5 of those areas, and we feel here at Sisel, that we're really we have a check mark in every one of those segments. And just to go back to a couple of the questions that are coming up, someone did ask if this is being recorded. It is, and it will be up on our YouTube channel for about a month. We leave it up, and then we'll put up a newer version, if you will. This is live, so we do it every single Tuesday. It's always a little bit different, and sometimes I go off on different tangents, but trying to stick to the track here and make sure we get the message across as to who we are and why we do what we do. When you come into the experience factor, okay, we hit all of this. Sisel can't be bought or sold. There's Tom Maurer Sr., Tom Jr. Again, big check marks in every one of those categories, and we really are making the best products that we can from the natural ingredients. And you're going to hear about this a lot more as more and more fraudulent companies are being called out for not even having active ingredients in their products. Okay, the manufacturing facility we talked about, that's the heart of the company. I mentioned the labs are the heart of the facility. The facility is the heart of the company, and it will always be so. Okay, if there was a close second, it'd be our compensation program. I mean, we need our compensation to rival the integrity and high quality of our products, of course. But that's who we are. And then before I jumped over to these slides here, of course, I was mentioning our Sisel Safe mantra, where we use that Sisel Safe seal to determine exactly what type of quality and what to expect from Sisel International. So, and here's our promise. We're not going to use controversial, potentially harmful ingredients in our products. In fact, our mission is to hold ourselves to the highest possible standard of ingredient integrity. We're always going to use the safest, most effective, non-toxic ingredients to keep your life and family safe, healthy, and happy. Happy being very important as well, right? It's science, innovation, success, energy, and longevity. If the longevity is taking place, you certainly want it to be a happy longevity and not an unhappy longevity. So I mentioned the 5 categories that we've put all our products into, and I want to cover that briefly and then just highlight the back office before we say goodbye today. I do appreciate your time. I know it's precious, but we basically represent at least 6 industries with the product lines that we have. And the big question is, what part of that, do you want to have a piece of as an independent business owner? Okay, we're very proud to have over 250 products now, and it does represent billions of sales when you take the industry as a whole. And so let's look at this real quick. We're talking about our line now branded Sisel Beauty. It includes all of our skincare and color cosmetics. And of course, Liesel Maurer, Tom's daughter and our director of skincare and cosmetics, heads this line up. And especially, we not every line has its own director like that, but this is very important to us. It's a $245 billion industry, and we're just starting to get into it. What piece of that are you interested in owning yourself? Sisel Longevity, I mentioned that's how we're branding our Triangle of Life, our telomere support, and all of our dietary supplements. Sisel Longevity, very, very important. It's the flagship of our company. It's what we're known for in a world where healthcare has become treating a symptom, giving pills for pain and that type of thing, reacting to an ailment. We believe in prevention. We believe in doing something beforehand so that things don't happen down the road. That's what Sisel Longevity is all about. And the dietary supplement industry is a $35 billion industry. Okay, what piece of that are you interested in? Sisel Conscience, I really like this, and you'll have to forgive me. And again, we're going to I will post this up. You should be seeing our home care products here. So my apologies on that, but you should be seeing our Vibrant laundry detergent, our Aseptic Clean dish soap, as well as our Organic Cleanse, veggie and fruit cleanser, and a handful of other products that are specifically for the home and making your home Sisel safe. Hair care, kind of a hybrid between Sisel Conscious and Sisel Beauty, but Sisel Conscious, see the word science in there, very important to us about making the right decisions on the products you're using to clean your home, wash your dishes, wash your clothes. $120 billion industry representing the products we have in Sisel Conscience, and we'll certainly get that corrected on the next recording. When we go into Sisel Cafe, right? Do we care about coffee? You bet. There's so many problems, acrylamide included, with instant and homebrewed coffee that are selling on the store shelves today. Well, it's a $100 billion industry, and we make the healthiest, best tasting coffee and tea in the world, hands down. I will talk to anyone personally about that if you disagree with me. Sisel Trim, weight loss support, obesity's at 70%, nearly, well, I should say overweight or obesity at about 70% in North America. It does over 2 out of 3 people. Child obesity rates are way up. Do we care about this? We certainly do. It's an aspect of people's lives that is leading to more deaths than even the world hunger problem, of people having the lack of nutrition, the lack of access to food. More people are actually dying from obesity related issues. It's a staggering statistic. Dr. Becky Mays does a weight loss webinar every single Thursday night. So please join in on that this week if you have a minute. It's 7 p.m. Mountain on that one. But Sisel Trim includes our protein. It includes our safe all-day energy. It includes the Recurb, which is a slimming cream that goes in topically and targets the hardened fat cells that have been there for a long time in the hard to burn off places. The list goes on and on. $135 billion industry for weight loss supporting products. What piece of that are you interested in? So as we talk about the Sisel opportunity, we've been using this. Well, we've talked about, take back your health, take back your wealth, take back your happiness, and summing it all up, take back your life. Well, as we talk about the opportunity, we're talking about this is my business, and we have a great, just a small, simple overview of our program using a lot of the numbers and information on the slides I just showed you. It's called our Business Builder video. It's available on our YouTube channel, and you can go in and watch a presentation about this industry, why we do what we do, and of course hitting those different industries that we play a part of, and what piece of that you may or may not be interested in dealing with. So this is your business, folks, and that's why we highlight this, we promote this. It can be a business that allows you to get the products, at little to no cost as you have the income start to come in. It could be a business that ends up being several $1,000s a month for you, so or more. There's no limit on how much we can potentially pay out, and it's again, it's up to you how you manage it, what you want to do. So very excited about what we do here at Sisel International, and hopefully I've been able to give you at least a glimpse into why it is that we are who we are, how long we've been around, and why we care about the different things we care about. Now let me go back to where we were here, and I do want to point out that we're currently in a project to revamp all of our websites. We're giving Sisel a complete facelift online. We're going to improve our SEO. We're going to have the websites and apps and everything that are responsive to the device you're using. It'll look good on a cell phone. It'll work right on an iPad. We're making all kinds of changes to our website. You're going to be seeing that change coming in the next couple of months. One of those is having a replicated site for you in each one of those categories: Sisel Beauty, Sisel Trim, Sisel Longevity, Sisel Cafe, Sisel Conscience, and of course SiselInternational.com is still going to focus on the business there. So we're very excited about the direction. This is what is available right now. We have the SiselInternational.com website is our official corporate website, and then we have the SiselCafe.com website, our official site covering the cafe line. And as we get into Siseline.com, it covers the Fit and Fabulous system, which is now being rebranded as Sisel Trim. And again, you're going to be seeing this facelift and change coming very, very soon. I must add, none of our formulations are changing. The science isn't changing. We're just giving everything a little bit of a facelift, making it look better, making it easier for you to share these products with other people. So these tools here are available right now. We also have a Transfusium.com website, which goes into all of the information and science about our 24 active ingredient Transfusium. It puts numbing creams based on poisonous ingredients to shame. I'll leave it at that. You can ask me later what I'm talking about. And of course, we have our SiselLash.com website. We're taking the 3D fiber extensions and removing the toxins from the gels and mascaras that are used to hold them in place. So very nice. Just that's what we do. Sometimes we have completely innovative products that nobody else has. Sometimes we take products that a lot of people use, but they're using toxic versions of them, and we're going to make a non-toxic version. So we do a lot of that, and we're very close to having our diatomic hydrogen generating machines shipping out to the public. I'm not getting into that on this webinar, just plugging it, but H2 or diatomic hydrogen, there's some very real science there, and we've gone away from the plate system machines, and we're using the most modern technology, which uses a proton exchange membrane, a chamber, if you will, to create diatomic hydrogen water. And for more information on that, you can listen to some of our calls. Tom Maurer Sr. has done a great job talking about that machine. We were in a pre-order mode right now. Call customer service, ask them about it, and we'll be having these machines shipping out very soon. Okay, but when you get into your back office, you simply log in, ID and password, and you're going to come to your dashboard. Now, part of this facelift that we're going through, you will be seeing a new look and feel to the back office, and you're going to like it. It's going to make a lot of sense, a little more modern. For right now, again, this is a free back office, so we don't get very many complaints on it. It's going to look better, which is a nice positive. Still going to be free. So there you have that announcement. But here on the dashboard, you're seeing all of your key numbers, your qualifications. It's kind of a snapshot of where you're at today. You can toggle back and see recaps of the previous 6 months as well, just on the dashboard. Now, I'm just using an example here as a test account in my name that I use. Of course, I'm Director of Sales full-time corporate. I do not, I cannot have a Sisel distributorship. Sometimes that's a wonderful thing. Sometimes that's, I feel like I'm limiting myself, but it's really been an honor to work with the Mauers day in and day out over the last 4 years. And so I just mentioned that side note. You see my name on the account here, just clarification that I'm not a Sisel distributor, okay? As we go into the profile, this is all of your personal information. You can check, make sure it's accurate, look at all of your information. This is also where you would go click the edit button. You can put in your personal bank account information so that you can withdraw money directly to your bank account. There's also a couple of auto renewal programs that you can accept right here in the profile tab. Okay, the downline tab shows you a few reports that have to do with your downline. You see there I've got Sisel Rockstar and Billie Jean going strong in my downline that I just started. Just a joke. But you have these reports that can help you navigate the different people in your group, and you'll see this grow. At some point it's going to be difficult to look at on the drill down. You can click on downline list and it'll give you more of a spreadsheet style look at your downline. I do want to highlight the new downline report. There's a very nice report that will allow you to see all of the new distributors and customers that have joined your group on a certain on a given time period. We track Sisel and Cafe separately. We explain why on tomorrow's webinar, but you can toggle between the different activity that's happened on new volume, new accounts that have been created in your downline here on the downline tab. As you go over to the e-wallet, I want to explain we do give you a free e-wallet. There's no fee to turn it on, maintain it, or to use it. There are a couple of transaction fees that I'll cover. The e-wallet shows all the transactions that have happened in your account. You see here there's $500 US in this account, and it's going to go through and show all the in and all the out. When you earn Sisel commissions, we pay directly to your e-wallet, and you can see it here. Now, as you click on the different features of the e-wallet, there's the fund transfer, which allows you to transfer funds to any distributor in your downline. You can do up to $1,000 a day, $5,000 limit a month, but you can run your own incentives. You can take cash and transfer money over to someone's account. We let you do this at will. You control it yourself in the back office. You don't need to call or email us to transfer money to someone in your group. It's a really cool feature. It's free to do that. Now with the ACH transfer, when you get a deposit, you want to bring some money into your checking or savings account that you've entered in on the profile tab. There is a $5 withdrawal charge. That's a flat fee. So whether you do $50, $500, or $50,000, it's the same charge. Now, a lot of companies will hide those kinds of fees in pricing models, in the compensation plan, in percentages. We just show it up front. We deal with so many international countries that we want to be very transparent with what we're doing, very accurate in the accounting books with what we're doing. So you see the $5 fee there. It's a flat fee. You can withdraw minimum of $5 up to whatever, no limit there, into your bank account, and it says allow 3 to 5 business days. It's really about a 48-hour process. So if I were to make a request right now, within the next 24 hours, someone from our finance department would manually approve it. That's for safety. That's to catch any red flags. If someone's accessed your password or something, we can usually detect any type of fraud happening. So about 24 hours, we manually approve the transfer of money there, and then within about another 24 hours, your bank receives it and posts it to your account. We say 3 to 5 business days, just to allow for some leeway. Sometimes a bank will hold the funds for a day or two, depending on what kind of bank or credit union you use. And occasionally, when there's a mass run of commissions, our finance department, depending on what's being requested, and if they do encounter any red flags, it could take them a couple of days just to approve. But again, it's typically one day to the next. You ask for the money, it's approved tomorrow, it's in your bank the next day. So that's how you get your money you turn your e-wallet to cash, if you will. We also are happy to send you a check. Very similar process. It's a $3 just flat fee again for a check request. You can take your money and ask for a check. You make the request today. The check's going to be approved and printed in the next 24 hours, going to be put in the mail. And it says please allow up to 14 business days. That's just, again, a formality to make sure, that occasionally the mail is slow. Maybe it takes one more day to get in the mail, whatever it might be. We want to make sure we don't, overpromise and then under-deliver. So, but typically you request today, it's going to go in the mail tomorrow. Okay. Of course, on business days, you can request your money on any day, and we do pay 24/7, 365 days a year. So there's a daily payout that comes in even on holidays, weekends, and then even on Christmas. If someone enrolls, has some activity that happens on Christmas Eve, you're going to see some money come into your e-wallet on Christmas Day. We're pretty proud of that. We love the daily pay. We'll talk more about that tomorrow on the webinar. Now, you can always use your e-wallet money again to transfer to other accounts or for your Sisel orders. And so please know at any time you can use your e-wallet funds to place an order as well. There's obviously no fee for that, no fee to transfer to other people. The reports tab is where you manage your business, and you'll see here there's several reports. The downline sales report will show you all of the volume and activity in your entire group. The frontline downline volume will show you the front line and how much volume is in each leg. The downline ranks report is new, so I want to point that out. It will allow you to sort your activity. It's basically a sales report that will show only the platinums or only the silvers or only the 2-star masters, and it'll show you who their sponsors are. It'll also show you what leg they are on. So when using the downline ranks report in sync with the frontline downline report, you can see manage all of your qualifications end of month very nicely. I do want to show some screenshots of our commission statement. So every single month you'll see this commission statement posted on the 13th when we pay the monthly commissions. The daily bonus summary will be there throughout the month, because every time we pay, it's going to update the daily bonus on this. But the monthly you'll see updated on the 13th of every month. This is not uncommon, but it is getting into the more successful home-based businesses where you're making $10,000 a month, and you'll see how it's all spelled out for you. It goes over the qualifications. It goes over the different bonuses that you were able to earn. When you click on the little plus symbols, it's going to expand out, and it's going to cover all of the detail, how much volume came in, how much PV, BV, what level it came from, what level it compressed to, what percentage you earned from it, etc. So very, very thorough, very, very robust. We give you details on everything you're doing in your home-based business. Again, that's all. This whole business management suite is free, and in a couple of months, it's going to look really nice. It's going to be very state-of-the-art. Ordering, you can do online. It's about everything you can do over the phone, you can do online. You go in, you pick your quantities, you can click on items, look at little summaries of what they are. Down at the bottom, it's going to give you your price type. We do have a loyalty price for distributors and customers. We also have a regular distributor and customer price. So when you're on your first order, you will always get the loyalty price, and then as long as you have 150 PV month in and month out, you can continue with the loyalty price, which is basically the regular price is 10% higher for distributors, and the customer price is 20% higher from distributors. So you see those pricing tiers there, a little sales psychology going on, and yeah, you can always ensure you get the cheapest price by doing at least 150 PV every single month. We also pay you a rebate on your purchases, which we'll cover tomorrow, but we will split the Sisel and Cafe totals so you can see how you're qualifying and how that works. Okay, when you get promo codes, product voucher codes, you just put them in the promo code box there, and it will discount the appropriate dollars from your order. We do have an auto ship or auto purchase program. It's very simple. You can manage it yourself here online. You can make a new one, you can cancel it, you can change the items, change the payment method. We don't penalize you for not having an auto ship, which is really, really nice. We also don't force you to have one, but what you're going to do is on an auto ship or auto purchase, as we call it, you can get that loyalty price at a minimum 50 PV, and of course you have that order in there every single month, and you know it's coming to your home, that you'll be eligible for the opportunity side of things. So up to you how you use our auto ship program. You know, we recommend having your set order in there, and anytime you go to place an order, it will ask you, hey, do you want this to be a new auto ship? Do you want this to replace your auto ship? Do you want this to be just an extra order in independent of any auto ship? And it works very, very well. The system's intelligent in that way. You can control the front end of the URL to all of your replicated websites. In my example, for the mysisel.com, I just have fabianloso.mysisel.com. You control it on the website tab, and you get a replicated site of the siselinternational.com, but this is yours. When people come and buy or enroll from your website, they won't have to put in your ID number. They'll automatically be tied to you. It'll show your name. You can put in a bio, a picture, etc. So in my example, it's fabianloso.mysisel.com. We also give you for free a mysiselcafe.com and a mysiseline.com. Like I mentioned, coming very, very soon, you're going to have a mysiselbeauty.com, a mysiseltrim.com, a mysiselconscience.com, mysiselcafe.com will look a little different, etc. MySiselLongevity.com. Those are all coming very, very soon. The UBSC tab covers our weight loss challenge and program. Again, join us Thursday night for more information on that. And then just another reminder to join us tomorrow, same time, same place here, webinar for the compensation plan overview. I'll be doing it tomorrow, and I'm excited to run through the entire program, even talk a little bit about the water machines at the end. Okay, I'm going to end with this quote from our Vice President of Worldwide Sales, Aaron Rennert. He says, success is not defined by what you achieve individually, but rather the success you help those around you achieve collectively. And I couldn't agree more with that. That's what we're about. We're about helping others. And as you help others use the products, take advantage of the opportunity, you in turn will be rewarded more than you ever thought. You help others, you don't have to worry as much about yourself. And that's how Sisel was built. That's how the Mowers have done their business. And before I say goodbye, please just jot down some of these points here on how to stay connected with us. There's my personal email, floso@siselinternational.com. I'm happy to connect with you via email, set up a time for a call. I love doing three-ways, helping to get to know our new distributors, etc. You know, let's get in touch with me if you'd like. And we have our customer support number at 801-704-6700. We have an event calendar. It's on the homepage of our siselinternational.com website or your My Sisel site. Click on event calendar. All of our calls, webinars, events, live meetings, etc. will be listed there. We have our Facebook page, facebook.com/Sisel International. Our YouTube channel that I referred to a few times. This webinar will be on there later today. youtube.com/Sisel, INTL. And then, of course, our Sisel e-blast. Please make sure your email address is correct on file so that you get our Monday and Thursday official company emails that come out with all kinds of announcements and updates and notifications. I certainly appreciate your time. It couldn't be a better time to be involved with Sisel International. We've grown tremendously over the last 4 years in North America. This summer, each month superseded the month before. We had the best June, July, and August on record. In fact, August was the most successful month we've had in North America in the history of North America with Sisel. So we're doing it at the right time. September is looking even better than August. And again, couldn't thank you more for your time and energy, for supporting the Maurer mission, and for your loyalty to Sisel International. Thanks for your time. Have a great rest of the day and an even better week. We'll be back next Tuesday for the distributor orientation. We hope you go out, start growing your team, share the products with others, and invite them to come on next Tuesday. So we'll see you next week. Take care.